were drinking too, you know. So I'm like, I'm not trying to drive kind of.
On the Rise, I'm your host, Mike Feinberg. Join me by always, David Shore. What's up, David?
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Look, hey, last Saturday night, fight night.
Yeah.
We had it.
It was wild.
Made it happen. We had a great event. Hopefully everybody tuned in, either came out or tuned in. David, 12 fights, 12 winners, 12 people came out victorious, 12 great banging fights.
Right.
We actually have a couple of guests with us tonight, a couple of winners from the night. We're going to be joined by Corey Jacobs, and later on we'll be joined by Arthur Suggs, a couple of fighters that won tonight. I got to tell you, the Corey Jacobs Giovanni Gomez fight, you know, it did not disappoint.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fight that we were looking forward to very much, and you know, it came out just the way we thought it would. And beyond that, you know, through some of the winners that we had on the night before we bring Corey in here, and we had first off in our prelims we had Miranda Galban, Roy, we had Del Oscar Alves, Ronnie Levine, Lucas Rosa, L.J. Wilson, and of course, as I mentioned, Corey Jacobs and Arthur Suggs will be joining us. They were winners as well. And we handed out our featherweight title that night. Gus, and you know, a bit of a surprise what he was capable of doing. Victorious that night. So,
yeah.
Featherweight title fight, right? So who's I made the that whoever won that fight between Corey Jacobs and the weight in our division, and if so, should be which is not for that. Right now, we're going to bring Corey Jacobs.
Jason, the audio. Oh! Are excited and ready for the second bout of RIZE.
All right, welcome back. Hopefully you got a chance to enjoy that quick break. And of course, just like magic, we got Corey Jacobs joining us. Corey, what's up, brother?
What's up?
What's up, Madu?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, bro. Yourself?
Good, man. Yeah.
So how you feeling after that victory?
I feel good.
Yeah, healthy, good?
Healthy, man. Got the job done. So that's all that matters, man.
You got Corey. Corey's now 5-1 overall. You got you're 3-1 through MMA. You're 2-0 in kickboxing. And overall, you're 4-0 with RIZE, undefeated with us.
That's right. So
I think that puts you in that number 2 position.
I would say so. Yeah, top 1, 2. Yeah, man.
Right. Well, we got to say 2 because you don't have the belt yet. But
okay.
You know, all you
We'll
got to
get
do is
there.
knock off the champ, and then you get that number 1 spot.
That's right.
Kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
But like I said, Dave's going to work on that. We're going to see what we can put together. Well, we're going to have Gus Manor join us tonight. You guys would have been able to sort of face off as you speak. But unfortunately, we couldn't get Gus with us tonight. We've got another guest that's going to join us later on. But, you know, tell us what was kind of going through your mind as the fight was progressing.
It was a good fight, man. You know, I showed up, had a job to do, got my hand raised. You know, I knew I was facing a tough opponent, 3-0. So I was pretty happy to, you know, perform the way I did with the first round finish over him. Respect to Gomez, you know, again, tough opponent, 3-0. So I was glad just to get the job done. And, yeah, man, finish him first round, so.
It's fantastic. And what I'm going to do, I know David's got some questions for you, obviously, over the fight and everything else, and I'm going to let you guys do that. I'm just going to step aside. But you guys do that, and I'll see you guys on the flip side, all right? All right. See you later, Corey.
All right, bro.
All right. See you.
So, in particular, just you think your advantage was the wrestling, or just everything overall?
I mean, I knew I was the better fighter in all aspects, but I decided to use my wrestling that night. I mean, I'm confident with the wrestling, super confident, so it was just kind of an on-the-spot thing. No game plan really going into that, but yeah, I saw him standing there in front of me, realized this would be, you know, easy to take him down, so I just went with that.
Yeah, you're super dominant, you know, and he really couldn't get back up after you were just on top of him, so I mean,
yeah.
You know, I guess I remember, like I said, I spoke to you before, and I'm like, you know, I watched a couple of your fights, and you're like, which one? I take them all down. So, you know, I guess that was the game plan.
Yeah,
so
man.
that's sick. And what are your aspirations as far as amateur? How many fights do you plan on doing, and what's your goals?
I'm in no rush. Once you cross that line, and you turn pro, there's no going back.
Exactly.
I will get there. I'm going to be professional. I'd say one more fight, probably, realistically, before you know, making that professional debut, becoming a professional athlete. So chances are I'll take another amateur fight and turn pro after that.
Nice. Yeah. And you have a career too. You're telling me you're paralegal, right? So I mean, you got a day job. So this is just
man,
trying to turn a hobby into another day job.
Yeah. I mean that's a job. I just recently got a job as a paralegal, so
Congrats.
It helps pay the bills and, you know, keep me structured. So yeah.
For sure. And then if you know, if anyone looks at you crazy doing paralegal stuff, you let them know, you know. I just want a solid fight, you know. I'm undefeated over here.
Yeah, man.
So that's what's up, bro. So you want to give any shout outs or any praise to your coaches and anything?
Yeah, all my coaches, you know, definitely. You know, every ounce of help, you know, it's super appreciated, and every bit of time that our coaches and teammates and just everyone, you know.
And what's your gym again?
I train at Sanford MMA.
Stanford, right? You know, you guys have tons of monsters there, right? Monsters,
bro. Yeah.
Isn't the guy from Ultimate Fighter from Stanford, or where's he?
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Dustin. He just he was on that show.
Yeah, yeah, I'm watching it now. I love that show. I've been catching up with it, so.
Yeah.
It's sick, bro. I can't wait to see you compete again. Hopefully, we'll get you for September 18th.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Thanks, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Well, that's about it, dude. But yeah, well, looking forward to seeing your fights.
Thank you, my man.
Gotcha, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yep. So we're gonna go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
This is Kerry from Deviate Motorsports. I want to welcome you to our world and give you a little insight into what we do. From the lift kits, lowering kits, custom wheels and tires, gas, diesel, performance, and accessories. We do it all here in-house. All of our services we offer, we install everything. Come follow us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, deviate_motorsports. Take a look at what we do, what we have to offer. We're located at 1018 North Federal Highway in Lake Park, US 1, just south of North Lake Boulevard, or you can give us a call, 561-840-2023, or shoot us an email, deviatemotorsports@yahoo.com. Thanks.
So there you have it. That was Corey Jacobs. You know, he's ready to fight right now. So it's definitely great talking to him. We're supposed to have Arthur Suggs hop on the screen. We're waiting for him for a moment. But yeah, like Mike was saying, we appreciate everyone on the card. Everyone did a great job. I love having Eric Lopez. You know, did a great kickboxing match. Ludi surprised me. I was really impressed with the adversity that she came over and came back from getting stunned initially, using her ground defense and then her striking on top, and just a dominant performance overall. Looking forward to having her back on the next. Right now, we're working on having a lot of faces on September 18th, and that's our goal, is just to be able to showcase everyone that was previous and then come back and make it happen for the next show. So it should be super epic. And as far as that goes, I guess Arthur Suggs is about to pop on. So just give me a moment, see if we can get a hold of him. Also, Christian, like you said, Christian Esquiline and Gus Mena was a banger. Can't wait to see Christian and come back from that loss. And same thing with Gomez. He's always been really impressive. I think one of the best things would be as a fighter is not just all your wins, but having them come back from a loss and seeing what they can do. And I almost feel like losses are more important than wins in that aspect. You get to see what a true man is made of with the return of someone like that. Some other fights, we had Anthony Hernandez versus LJ. LJ, did a kickboxing match. It's not necessarily his bread and butter, but he performed pretty well, and so did Andy. Looking forward to seeing him go back to MMA this next card. Also, Ronnie Levine versus Adams. Ronnie Levine put on another dominant performance, another first-round finish. I was just joking with him, calling him first-round Ronnie. So we'll see how that turns out, if he can come back and do it again. We're working up something special for him, so that'd be exciting as well. Who knows how many more fights this guy has. He's 5-1 currently right now, so it's getting kind of scary for amateurs to match up with him. So if you're interested in matchups, if you think you're the best out of all the amateurs, you can always reach out to me on the RIZE group, or you can also write me on Messenger directly and say, hey, I'd like to be matched up with one of the best. I also have Jacob Scott. He wasn't able to perform. We're going to try to get him onto the next card. He's a pretty dominant performance, undefeated as well, so if we can get him on there, it'll be really interesting. And let's see, who else was on that card? Naomi versus Galban. Let's see, her last name, Galban? Yeah. That was a great performance. Galban, just a tank, walking down Naomi. Is it Naomi or Naomi? Naomi. I'm not good at vocabulary. But Naomi and Galban was a great fight. Both of them obviously improving and looking better each time out. Hopefully we can get them back on there. I also was impressed with Israel Hernandez versus Solis. That was a really interesting match between a striker and a wrestler. Can't wait to see them out. I'm thinking maybe try to get also maybe Inman back on the card that fought LJ the card previously. We'll see how that goes. So that'll be exciting.
I guess I'm coming to join you then. I appreciate it. Unexpected, but hey, here we go, man. Fuck it, we just gotta make it work.
For sure.
Mike had a quick little emergency, but.
How'd you feel about the fights?
Man, they were awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I mean, it was a little stressful for me on the back end because there was a lot of stuff going on. I couldn't really sit down and watch all of them like I really wanted to. But there were some good ones, man. Right. There were some really good ones. It started off a little slow. Yeah. But it ended up nice. I think that main event, man, surprised the shit out of me. But both of those guys went in there. They're both warriors. Escaline's always, he's done 3 shows with us, and he's always been on the winning end. Gus Mena last minute, came in and took the win. What about you, man? What were your favorite ones?
I was gonna say we see if we can convince Gus Mena to get a champion tattoo. You know, this guy's so tatted up. I'm like,
let's see, man.
He's got more tats than most people I know, and I know a lot of people with tats.
Makes him look intimidating, man.
Yeah,
You know?
I think he's a tattoo artist, right?
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I really don't know. That would have been nice to ask him.
I know.
He's probably going to join us next week.
Cool. He is. He is.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Okay, good.
Yeah, one of my favorites was Ludi versus Reba Torres.
Dude, that was
so,
impressive.
Yeah, I watched it probably 2 or 3 times already.
Impressive.
You know.
There was quite a few of them that I really liked. That one was, you know, one of the ones that I really wanted to talk about. You know, Ludi going in there. I mean, making her debut MMA. You know, we've seen her kickboxing.
Right.
She did well kickboxing, but we'd never had seen her do MMA.
Right.
And Reba, she looked intimidating, right?
For sure.
Right?
I know. I don't want her skill in my life.
I know. The whole time we matched her up, I was like, you know, with the
Right.
pictures and everything that she
sure.
sent in.
For sure.
We couldn't really get her on one of the promotional posters, but looked intimidating, went in there. I mean, started off with a bang.
Right.
I guess she made a small mistake. And Ludi, you know, just jumped on top of that mistake, man, and choked her out.
Right. I was really impressed. Like I said, like you mentioned it. She's on a kickboxing match prior, but she didn't have an MMA match, and we didn't really see her grappling besides her training. But you know, over at their gym, they're consistently training 3 times a day on grappling and everything else. So it just.
I think they're good. I think she goes to a couple different gyms.
Does she?
Yeah, I think you know ACG and a few others. I don't really remember, but we'll have her on next week, man.
Yeah.
I mean, those are good questions to ask her.
And she seems so chill too. Like,
I know,
you never
she's
expect
like
her to be a killer.
She like walks in all timid and
Yeah.
walks in, and then she just she turns into a beast when she gets in the
Goes
cage.
to work, right?
Like Lucas Rosa.
Right, exactly.
Quiet. Yeah, walking around. Hey, how you doing, Armando?
Right.
When he gets out of when the monster comes out, slap. This is my cage. Very surprising, man. That's pretty cool on those guys.
I'm looking forward to matching them both up on the next card.
Yeah, next one should be a banger.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you and I are working on. You know,
Right.
you for the most part. But those rankings, man, those are looking really nice, and that's what I really want to work on. The rankings, you know, all those different weight classes, all these different fighters that are around here. We really want to know who number 1 is, man. Right. We don't want Tapology telling us who number 1 is.
Exactly.
We want to see who number 1 is. You know, Corey Jacobs, that was, you know, one of the impressive ones. He fought for us a while back when we opened up amateur. Actually, he was on our first amateur card.
Really?
And did his thing there, and I guess not sure where he was at mentally with MMA, but man, I begged him to come back, man. And you know, he did a kickboxing on the last one, and I guess got his you know, blood boiling again. Got it back into the system. Came back, MMA, got a win, man.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Kenny Florian, how he has like a career on the side, you know, and he's a working professional, and then he can do this.
And on top of that, he's studying to be an attorney, which it's not easy, man.
No.
That shit's, I wouldn't do it. Put it that way. I don't even think I'm smart enough to do that shit.
I know. I'll leave the smarts to my sister.
Yeah, and then he comes back in the cage and, you know, he takes out a top opponent, and, you know, Gio's is pretty game, man.
Solid.
He's solid. He's, you know, coming off of 2 wins with us. And Corey Jacobs came in and showed his skills, you know.
Right.
Trap Gambino, Arthur Suggs.
That was interesting. Trap caught him one good time, you know, or at least that I can recall, you know, and he definitely was putting everything he's had. But, you know, I mean, I think there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of people are questioning Trap and Suggs. These guys gotta understand that they're debuts. There's a lot to grow, you know, a lot to learn. I mean, I think Trap's not that old, right? He's only 30 years old or something like that?
Something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I called it a win on both ends, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of balls to get in there in the cage.
For sure.
Especially, you know, super heavyweights, you know.
Right.
I know Arthur Suggs has a good story about, you know, him being like over 400 pounds or something like that.
You can see it. You can see his body weight transformation. I mean, I don't know how he did that. I remember my dad took gastric bypass, which is a little bit of, I wouldn't say it's cheating, but he still turned into a different human. You could see Arthur just looks like he's been transforming over time and putting a lot of work in, and that's not easy. You know, like I struggle cutting 10 pounds, truthfully. So
I can't cut 5. Man.
I sleepwalk to the fridge accidentally, you know. So
yeah, and same thing with Trap Gambino, man.
Right.
He's on that healthy tip right now, and
vegan diet, right? Yeah.
You know, like I said, man, it was a win for both of them. Arthur Suggs got the victory. Good, you know. They both showed pretty good skills on their end. It's a debut.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, don't understand they're amateur debuters.
Exactly.
You know, they don't have any fights. They don't have
Right.
skills. They're just starting their future in MMA. So
That's
that was both of their first fight.
That's the thing that a lot of people, like, you know, everyone's been in a street fight or two, you know, and, you know, if you could be in a street fight, predominantly most street fights only last 30 seconds, you know, 1 minute. These guys are going to war for 3 minutes, and they get 340 pounds, and they're
Yeah.
coming back out again, you know. I mean, I get a lot of people have opinions, you know, but
Right.
unless you're a fighter in there, you know, you got to take your hat off to them because it's,
absolutely, man.
it's not the same thing. These guys are training to kill each other, you know.
And on top of that, they're 350 pounds.
Right.
That's a lot of weight to carry around. That's a lot of,
Yeah, it's almost 200 pounds plus me, you know, and I mean,
yeah.
I can't imagine walking around with a bodysuit that has, you know, 180 pounds extra, you know, and I'm trying to do jogging or anything like that.
100%, man. Congratulations to both of those guys. Again, congratulations to Arthur Suggs. We're supposed to have him live right now, but we're having some, I guess, audio, video issues. We don't see him on yet, but if he does come on, we'll bring him on board. But there were a few others that we had on there. The very first fight, which was the kickboxing Muay Thai guys, McElroy, Sachs.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. Older guys, you know, just getting into it. You know, there's passion behind this for some people. You know, and who cares if they're debuting, you know, or if they don't plan to be future champions or anything. It's sometimes it's a goal for somebody to just get in there and punch somebody, you know, or get the shit beat out of you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But you have to test your waters, you know.
Right.
You have to test out and see if you're durable enough to compete, and you know that's what an amateur career is about.
I remember being a corner man and being nervous as hell holding a bucket, you know, when my buddy went to go fight in amateurs and pro, and that's, like you said, it's a lot of nerves you don't realize comes out of nowhere, and these guys are basically in their underwear with a huge stage with people watching with thousands of comments online as well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of judgment and
Takes
a lot of
takes a lot.
A lot of balls for sure. So yeah, definitely give credit to
and
everyone.
effort.
Yeah,
You know, like, you know, the training that they go through to get to that point.
sure.
And when they're at that point, their nerves kind of take over at that point, you know.
Right.
You know, that walk into the cage is a scary walk for some people,
For sure.
you know. So congratulations to all the, you know, the people that came out victorious.
And everyone showed up.
Yeah, there was a couple guys that showed up, weighed in. Some opponents didn't show. We had a couple, you know, I guess one ended up having COVID because of his kid. We're going to see if we can try to get that rematch or get that matched up for the next card.
Yeah.
Some showed up and some said, no, I'm not ready for this. And it happens, you know, and some people have to understand, you know, the fans have to sometimes understand that, you know, they're used to watching UFC, the professionals that get paid to show their face.
Yeah.
You know, when you're getting paid to show face, it's a job that you're doing.
Sure.
When you're an amateur doing this for free,
Right.
you know, it's for free.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want at that point. You know, you're not under contract. You're not under an agreement or anything like that. So you could step on the scale and the next day you just don't show up, which has happened a lot of times.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, everybody that came out, you know, the fighters, you know, congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the guys that showed up and made that walk. It's an awesome feeling, man. It's a feeling of, you know, it's a goal that you have. You know, it's something that you thrive for. You know,
Right.
My next fight, hey, I'm fighting again, or my first fight. You know, you can't knock that. You know, and I know there's a bunch of people out there hating on these guys, but, it is what it is, man.
Right, especially with their family watching, everyone else rooting. It's
Yeah.
it's a community, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. I always talk about how MMA fighters, the nicest guys. You know what I mean?
man.
Like you wouldn't
Absolutely.
believe. Like I just, they're happy to be there. They'll shake their opponent's hands. Like look at Remy and Eric Lopez. They fought. Now Remy's in Eric Lopez's corner and
Yep.
training together.
Yep.
So it just
Yep.
it's crazy the bond that happens after
Yeah.
you try to beat each other
It's a
up.
sport, man.
Yeah.
It's just like football, just like basketball.
Right.
It's two human beings in there with feelings, and once you step in there, it's in the cage door closes. You're no longer friends, but once you're out
Right.
of that element, you shake hands and you move forward. You hang out at the bar and have a drink, man.
Well, that's why I consider that it's even more than like just, it's more intense than basketball and football because it's not just the team, even though you have a team behind you, but it's the individual performance that drives me, that I appreciate, the self-motivation and the self-belief that's saying, hey, I can beat this guy on everything that I love, and I know that I can train for this. And it's amazing. These guys put 3-4 months, years into this training. Like you said, Corey Jacobs has been, first show, which was, a couple years ago, still here, still working, still learning, still maintaining, and getting better,
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
just shows
Definitely-
the progression.
Definitely, you're going to see that guy in the future.
Right.
Yeah, he's sticking around for a bit. He's still walking around shaking his head. Yeah, he's slamming some pizza as he's speaking. But I mean, there was very good talent that was there. Even though some of them were kickboxing, I mean, that's where you start. You
Right.
start off kickboxing, testing the waters, and then you get into MMA. Some of those MMA matches, were pretty awesome. I mean, and we had a couple of guys from out of town, coming in. Those guys too, those guys showed some good support. Driving all the way from Indiana, Jackson, Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I mean, they were driving from anywhere. Michigan. I mean, those guys made a drive.
Yeah.
You know what it is to drive from Michigan to Florida?
I got problems driving to Disney World.
And these guys came down here to get punched in the face.
Right.
You got to have some balls for that, man.
It's wild.
So, we had a guy from Key West, Oscar Lacayo, fought a local guy, Israel Hernandez. Not sure I was happy with the decision. I didn't really see the fight, but I know there was some controversy there with that. But Oscar Lacayo took the win.
Right.
Congratulations to him.
Israel's striking looked really clean.
Yeah,
Really, really clean.
yeah. There was I didn't get to see a bunch of the fights. I saw snippets of them online right now, as looking through social media. I haven't really sat down and had the time to watch the entire show, but during the show I did sit down and see a couple minutes of this and that. The time that I had, that I didn't get pulled, hey, come over here, this is going on over here. So the little bit that I got to watch, I got to see some good action, man. LJ, Andy Hernandez, both of those guys are like LJ's pretty active with RIZE right now. Andy, did his first MMA. Now he's doing kickboxing. LJ's a strong dude.
Right.
And Andy stood right there, right by him. So congratulations to LJ for the victory on that. What other? The girls, Nomi, you mentioned them.
Yeah.
And Miranda.
Is
Galban.
Miranda, is she planning on going to MMA or is she sticking?
She's an MMA girl, but last minute we just couldn't find her anything. So she's like, I'll do whatever. So
Nice.
she went in there, did kickboxing, and showed her skills. She came out victorious. Congratulations to Miranda. Any other matches that
Well, I want to see them both come back. For
Absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely. They're both, I think that fight went back and forth.
Yeah.
Till the end,
Right.
split decision at the end, right?
Right.
What else? Who else fought?
Man, I wish I wish I had that. I could put it on my phone. But
Lucas Rosa.
yeah, that was pretty solid.
That was another kickboxing. I expected a little more out of Longoria.
Right.
He talked up a good game.
Right.
He drove all the way from where?
Like Indiana,
Indiana.
18 and a half hours.
Yeah, you know, finally made it last minute. They were supposed to do MMA, but Longoria's medicals weren't up to date, and we couldn't find any of them updated. So they ended up doing kickboxing. That was Lucas Rosa's second kickboxing match. You know, he looked aggressive. Congratulations to Lucas Rosa on his victory. I'm trying to remember any others, man. Main event, we already discussed that, but that was good. Other than that, I don't remember.
Pretty sure we knocked out all of them. I could look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next
we'll talk
card.
about the next one.
Have you released where we're going to have the next card at?
Still don't know.
Yeah.
Still don't know. It could be Fort Lauderdale again. We have a couple venues that we're playing with. It could be out of town.
What about date?
It's definitely September 18th.
September 18th.
Yeah, September 18th. It's going to be somewhere.
Cool.
But definitely September 18th. And after that is October, November, and getting ready, get set for that pro show in December.
Right.
That should be a lot of fun.
Exactly. And yeah, as far as you know, I know we mentioned briefly about incentives and stuff like that. Are you going to bring that out in a couple shows from now, or what's the game plan for that?
Incentives for fans.
Fans, yeah.
Yeah. We're putting a giveaway together for YouTube fans. You know, for basically fans that are on the app. You know, one of my main things on there is just to let everybody know that the app does work.
Correct.
You know, we do have sometimes we have a little technical difficulties on the app, but I think for the most part is that late start that we usually get. But we're working on getting it to be top notch. So we will be bringing bringing some giveaway prizes and stuff like that. You know, incentives for the app. We'll probably start that next week, man.
Sick.
Yeah. So we got TVs, we got cash, we got iPads, we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to start giving away, but it does have to go through the app. So you have to download the RIZE FC app in order to participate with that.
Okay.
But definitely looking forward to launching that next week.
It's going to be sick.
Should be fun. So definitely download the RIZE FC app on your Android and your Apple device.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I like going through the app, looking at the rankings, and like you said, we're trying to make the rankings more accurate. And
right,
you know, like Tapology, there's a lot of information there. A lot of people haven't been fighting consistently.
Right.
I think it goes back to like 2 years to like 2019.
Right.
That's pretty out of date for amateur fighting.
Yeah, and Tapology is not for fans.
Right.
Tapology is for people in the business. You know.
Exactly.
So the rankings that we're doing is, you know, basically let the fans know who's doing what. You know, get in there, check out who really is number one in the state of Florida or wherever we're at. You know, right now we're in the state of Florida, so we want to expose those guys that are number one or that, you know, that are the best pretty much. So we do have those rankings and the tables and everything on the app. So
Sick.
Cool, man. I think
we can probably wrap it up if Suggs isn't going to hop on.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him on there. No. Yeah, so let's.
We can save a whole show for Suggs, I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
He's got a whole story to have.
Yeah, we'll get them on. Hopefully on the next one. We were blessed with Corey Jacobs. You know, so kudos to him, and hopefully next week we'll have a couple more guests, and that's it for now, man.
Well, congratulations on that amazing
show. Thank you.
show.
You too, man. You did your thing, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
You guys did pretty good on commentary. I know you had a special guest, and you had a couple of special guests.
Yeah,
right? You had Danielle and Shorty Torres.
Shorty Torres, exactly.
Yeah, awesome, man. Shorty Torres is awesome.
It's so cool. I enjoyed talking to him every time I talked to him.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. Danielle did great.
Yeah, she killed it as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward for them on the next show.
Definitely.
Coming back and maybe even seeing some new faces.
Cool. Appreciate it. Well, I want to give a special thanks to Corey Jacobs for showing up.
Save me a slice of pizza, dude.
Shout out to Gerardo Ramos,
Yep.
Armando Gonzalez, Mike Feinberg. I'm David Shore, and see you guys next time. Thank you.
I almost came here and ripped up